You've been lied to about discipline. They told you it's about adding more habits, more routines, more effort. But the truth? Discipline isn't about adding, it's about cutting away. Success isn't built on what you do, it's built on what you're willing to destroy. The weak version of you, it has to die. The distractions, they have to be erased. The excuses, burn them to the ground. Because the only way to become who you're meant to be is to eliminate everything that's holding you back. Watch until the end, because by the time this is over, you'll either wake up to reality or stay chained to the version of yourself that's keeping you weak. The choice is yours. Lesson 1. Discipline isn't just about adding, it's about cutting away. Most people think self-discipline is about stacking habits, adding routines, layering productivity hacks like bricks in a fortress. They believe that if they just pile on enough effort, success will be inevitable. They are wrong. Discipline isn't about adding, it's about removing. Just like a sculptor takes a hammer and chisel to a raw slab of stone, carving away everything that doesn't belong, your success depends on your ability to destroy what no longer serves you. And that's where most people fail. Not because they're lazy, not because they lack motivation, but because they refuse to let go. They cling to comfort, to weakness, to distractions, to old versions of themselves that have no place in the future they claim to want. They drag their past like a corpse, rotting, decaying, slowing them down, and then they wonder why they're stuck. You have to cut the dead weight. The hardest part of transformation isn't waking up early. It isn't reading more books. It isn't building a routine. The hardest part is murdering the version of you that refuses to evolve. That version of you loves excuses. It whispers that one more episode won't hurt, that you'll start tomorrow, that you're doing fine as you are. It will try to lull you into submission, wrapping you in a warm blanket of mediocrity. That version of you has to die, because every minute spent keeping it alive is a minute stolen from the person you are meant to become. You say you want success? Then burn the bridges that lead back to failure. Delete the distractions. Cut the toxic relationships. Erase the plan B. Make your old ways impossible to return to. True discipline is ruthless. It doesn't care about your feelings. It doesn't care about your comfort. And that's what makes it so rare. People want discipline that feels good. They want discipline that fits neatly into their lives without forcing them to bleed for it. But real discipline demands sacrifice. It demands you let go of the entertainment addiction that eats away your time. It demands you cut the weak voices that tell you to slow down. It demands you abandon the old self that seeks approval, comfort, and security. Because that self is nothing but dead weight. Discipline is not a game of addition. It is a process of elimination. The process of stripping yourself down to your purest, most unstoppable form. You are not the stone. You are the sculptor. And it's time to start carving. Lesson 2. Burning the bridges that lead back to weakness. Most people fail, not because they aren't capable, not because they aren't smart, but because they give themselves an exit, a back door, a safety net, a way to retreat when things get hard. They whisper to themselves, "If this gets too difficult, I can always go back." And just like that, they have already lost. Because true discipline isn't about trying. It's about committing so completely that failure is no longer an option. The mindset of no return. Think about it. The most dangerous soldiers are the ones who have no way out. The ones who have burned their boats on the shore, leaving themselves only two choices: win or perish. That's how you must approach your goals. You can't say you want to be great, then keep your old life waiting in the shadows just in case you change your mind. You can't say you want discipline, then let weakness keep a seat at the table. You can't say you want success, then keep the door open to failure. You have to burn the damn bridge. Because if there's a way back, your mind will find it. And the moment you let that thought creep in, I can always stop if it gets too hard, you're already standing in the ashes of your ambition. The death of the backup plan. Do you want to transform? Do you want to reach the highest level of discipline, of success, of mastery? Then here's your new rule. There is no backup plan. There is no version of you that goes back to wasting time. There is no version of you that settles for less. There is no version of you that tries and then gives up. That person is dead. And when you kill that version of yourself, something powerful happens. You start moving forward like a force of nature. There is no hesitation, no second guessing, because there's no way back. You're either going to make this happen, or you're going to die, trying. Retreat is a disease. Eradicate it. Most people think failure is about losing. It's not. Failure happens the moment you give yourself permission to quit. And you give yourself permission the moment you allow a way back. You say you want to get in shape? Then remove every excuse. Don't even let it exist as an option. You say you want to build wealth? Then stop thinking about what you'll do if it doesn't work out. You say you want discipline? Then don't negotiate with weakness. Kill it. Because when retreat isn't an option, you fight harder. When retreat isn't an option, you go all in. When retreat isn't an option, you win. So burn the bridges. Torch the escape routes. Let the old you scream in the flames. Because from the ashes, a new version of you will rise. One that does not know the meaning of surrender. Lesson 3. The unseen chains. Discipline is often about unlearning, not learning. They told you success was about learning more, knowing more, doing more. That if you could just gather enough knowledge, you'd finally unlock your potential. They lied. Success isn't about how much you can add. It's about how much you can strip away. Because before you can become who you are meant to be, you must first unlearn who they trained you to be. The programmed prison. From the moment you were born, you were given a script. Play it safe. Don't take risks. Follow the rules. Do what everyone else is doing. They programmed you to fear discomfort, to avoid pain, to settle for security over greatness. And now, you wonder why discipline feels impossible, why motivation fades, why you feel like you're dragging yourself uphill every day. It's not because you lack the ability. It's because you are still operating on a broken system. You were wired for survival, not success. And if you don't rewrite the code, you'll never escape the prison of mediocrity. Unlearning weakness, relearning power. Most people focus on adding new habits, but discipline isn't about stacking routines on top of a faulty foundation. It's about shattering the foundation itself. Ask yourself, what thought patterns are holding you back? What limiting beliefs were drilled into you that need to be erased? What societal expectations are you still enslaved to? Because discipline isn't just waking up early. It's unlearning the belief that comfort is more important than achievement. Discipline isn't just working harder. It's unlearning the fear of failure that keeps you from going all in. Discipline isn't just about staying focused. It's unlearning the distractions you were taught to crave. Erasing the lies that keep you weak. They told you to be realistic. Unlearn it. They told you to wait for the right time. Unlearn it. They told you to stay in your lane, to not aim too high, to not want too much. Unlearn it. Because success isn't about adding more information. It's about killing the weak programming that has kept you blind and chained. The moment you rewrite your mind, discipline stops being a battle and starts being second nature. The moment you erase the self-doubt, you start moving with certainty. The moment you unlearn everything that's been keeping you small, You become unstoppable. Destroy the old operating system. You don't need more self-help books. You don't need another motivational seminar. You need to destroy the parts of you that are programmed to lose. If you were raised to avoid risk, unlearn it. If you were taught to fear rejection, erase it. If you were conditioned to seek comfort, rip it out of your mind. Your brain is the software. Your beliefs are the code. And if the code is broken, it doesn't matter how hard you try. The system will always crash. Fix the code. Rewrite the mind. Unlearn the weakness. Because true discipline begins when you erase everything that no longer serves you. Lesson 4. The courage to kill your old self. There is an enemy living inside you. A shadow, a parasite, a weaker version of you that whispers lies in your ear. It tells you to stay comfortable. It tells you to be patient. It tells you that change is too hard, too painful, too risky. And as long as that version of you lives, you will remain trapped. Because the greatest enemy of your future is not failure. It is not fear. It is the version of you that refuses to evolve. And that version must die. The illusion of the old you. Most people don't change. Not because they can't, but because they refuse to bury their past self. They cling to the familiar, the predictable, the same excuses, the same habits, the same identity. Even when they claim they want more, they secretly fear transformation. Why? Because real change is violent. It demands sacrifice. It demands you take the version of you that is weak, distracted, and undisciplined, and put it to rest. Permanently. The death of weakness. You can't be two people at once. You can't be both disciplined and lazy. You can't be both committed and doubtful. You can't be both a warrior and a coward. One version must die. Every time you choose discipline, the weak version of you suffocates. Every time you reject distraction, it loses strength. Every time you push forward, no matter how exhausted, the old you begins to rot. But here's the truth. It will fight back. It will beg for another chance. It will tempt you with comfort, with nostalgia, with the lie that you can always start later. It will try to convince you that it still has a place in your life. Don't listen. Kill it. Burn the funeral pyre. The only way to evolve is through sacrifice. You say you want to be stronger? Then kill the version of you that makes excuses. You say you want to be successful? Then kill the version of you that wastes time. You say you want discipline? Then kill the version of you that seeks comfort over progress. There is no negotiation, no compromise, no balance between who you were and who you need to be. There is only war, and when the dust settles, only one version of you will remain. A new identity rises. Once the old you is dead, you will no longer hesitate, no longer question. You will move differently, think differently, operate differently, because you will no longer be the person who wants success. You will be the person who demands it. You will no longer fear pain. You will embrace it. You will no longer crave comfort. You will seek challenge, because the weak version of you is gone, and in its place stands something unstoppable. So have the courage. Take the blade to your past self. Kill the weakness. Kill the doubt. Kill everything that holds you back. And from its ashes, become something greater. If you made it this far, you're not like the rest. To the returning GrimFace warriors, you already know the deal. This path isn't for the weak, and you keep coming back because you refuse to be average. Respect. Keep sharpening your mind, cutting away the excuses, and forging yourself into something unstoppable. To the new ones, if this lit a fire in you, if you're ready to kill the weakness and build the kind of discipline that makes you dangerous, then subscribe and join the GrimFace movement. This isn't just motivation. This is war against everything holding you back. And here, we don't retreat. Stay ruthless, stay relentless, and I'll see you in the next one.